So I just finished watching Lord of Mysteries, the anime. Yeah, this is one of the best animes I've ever seen in my entire life. Now, let me break it down for you a little bit. No, so if you don't know what Lord of Mysteries is, so basically Lord of Mysteries, this guy is transmigrated, which basically means that he is taken his soul and put it into a body in a different world, essentially. And in the world that he is transmigrated into, it kind of represents our real world in a lot of similar ways in the technology and kind of the industrial revolution sense, I guess you could say. And there is a twist to it where there's basically this soul magic, I guess, is what it is, where you have these kind of sequences that allow you to do a multitude of things. You know, one allows you to fight better with like using blood. One allows you to like cause nightmares for people. One allows you to basically look into people's thoughts and memories. And the one that our MC has is the ability to kind of see the future almost, or see things that have happened, or predict things. So he's like a psychic, I guess that's literally the best way to put it. He is a psychic, and these abilities can evolve over time and become stronger and stronger and stronger. Really, really cool concept for like abilities, by the way, because basically their base form will get slightly stronger every time that their ability gets stronger. So their physical form will, they'll allow them to throw hands a little bit better, allow them to like use a sword, throw hands, whatever their ideal is, and then their ability also gets stronger as well, allowing them to essentially shake you into, like straight up nightmare, 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 like that type of thing, essentially. So I know I'm saying essentially and so a lot. There's a lot to break down, and with these abilities, they hunt like demons. They hunt demons. They hunt souls. They hunt ghosts. They hunt a variety of things. So it's kind of similar to uh man like Van Helsing or something like that. They'll hunt vampires, werewolves, demons, all this sort of stuff, or The Witcher. And throughout the entire series, you are guessing what's going on. You're guessing what's going to be next. You're guessing what crazy thing is about to unfold, and it is just absolutely beautiful the entire time. The animation feels like the budget is $1 million an episode. The animation's absolutely crazy. There's so much actual mystery in Lord of Mysteries that you have to watch episodes over again, because genuinely you will watch the first episode, and unless you're like really, really insightful, you will get to episode 6 and you'll be like, man, I think I should restart. And that's why it actually took me so long to watch the entire first season of this, because it was so confusing. I rewatched this literally 6 times so I could actually have a good opinion on what is going on. And it's just it's bonkers. It really is. In every episode is like they aren't afraid to get rid of or kill off characters for the plot. They're not afraid to make the MC like actually have full mental trauma. They're not afraid to make it where there's a lot of ore farming scenes. I think that's kind of important for anime these days for the edits and stuff. They're not afraid uh to change his persona like constantly. Like it almost feels like you're inside of like someone's brain who has multiple personality disorder through the entire show, where at one point he's this detective super boy who can predict the future, and then the next second he's back to thinking about like how he's, still this guy from like Japan, and then the next second after that he is literally on like a god level and is literally speaking in like his god room. I know it sounds nuts. It's because it is. It really is. The entire time, like it's a nail biter. I'm on the edge of my seat. And something I love about this too is within, from my understanding, within like the first season is a bunch of books. So basically, the entire first arc is in the first season, which is pretty rare to see these days, right? Like another show that does this is Hunter x Hunter, where they'll have a entire season be basically one full arc or something of that sort. Where if you watch something like, let's say, Dragon Ball Z, they might go 1 or 2 seasons and it might still kind of be the same arc, And it doesn't make those shows inevitably bad. It just makes it where there's a lot going on. And in this show, every single episode from the start to the end of the full like 34 minutes is basically nothing but watching it. So you get like half a book to a full book in a singular episode. And a lot of people would think, well, does it feel like it's all crammed together? No. It like genuinely, like, yeah, there might be some like plot holes here and there that like you might miss out on, but for the most part, it doesn't feel crammed together. It doesn't feel like they're rushing it. Like it feels so in depth and so like so majestically told that it makes you question who is writing the other anime out here. And that's why this is like honestly, this has been landing in my top 10, maybe even my top 3. I haven't really decided yet, but definitely in my top 10. If you haven't watched it, I would recommend watching it. Like I said, it's a show that is just immaculate in like every way. The voice acting's good, the animation's good, the storytelling is great. The end that I just saw, I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys, but the end that I just saw was crazy. It was like the biggest plot twist ever. Like they had me literally hooked to the point where TikTok didn't even exist in my brain, and I am like very hardcore TikTok brain a little bit right now. Uh, and yeah, it was nuts. It's probably the first anime in a long, long, long time where genuinely I've been on the edge of my seat waiting to figure out what happens. And I think that there's just something beautiful about the storytelling with those types of anime. That's why I love like Hunter x Hunter so much, because if you don't read the manga for Hunter x Hunter and you've never seen the show before, it's like everything kind of keeps you on the edge of your seat. But the difference between this and Hunter x Hunter is there's no building arc. There's nothing like that. First episode, right off the gate, you're running through the horses. I said that wrong, I know. But listen, it's incredible. And I don't really know how else to put it without like just spoiling the entire show. But just imagine Van Helsing with magic and in kind of not a medieval time, but instead in the Industrial Revolution where they're hunting vampires, werewolves, spirits, and they have to use like soul magic, and they also have to fight off the will to become corrupted because their soul magic is so powerful that like if they like lose focus, they become corrupted themselves. Yeah, it's just crazy all the way through. I definitely recommend it to anybody. It is a absolute 10 out of 10 show. I don't rate a lot of shows like that. You guys know, if you've watched the channel for a minute, I complain about 99% of the shows that we watch. But genuinely, there is not a point in this entire show where I'm like, this could have been better. Just in general. Like, maybe they could have explained stuff a little bit better in some episodes, yeah. But everything kind of comes full circle at the end of the day. They might leave some gaps in the beginning, but that's because later on, that's going to be explained with actual context to you, basically. So, like, if you don't understand how like a power system works, they'll explain it to you later on when the MC learns how the power works. So it leaves that little bit of mystery there without you being too confused, really. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say today. If you haven't seen Lord of Mysteries, check it out. I don't care if you like anime, hate anime, whatever it is. Genuinely, it's a masterpiece of a show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful night. Peace.